guys, welcome to another episode of Backwoods Brothers. I'm with my man
Tony,
and I am Joel, and we are here to bring you another exciting episode full of bullcrap.
We're talking about the uneducated today.
Yes, when I say uneducated, we're talking about the uneducated on the Constitution.
You know, before we talk about the uneducated on the Constitution, people need to get educated about other people. You know, a friend of mine just said to me a couple of days ago, convince a man against his will, he's of the same opinion still. And so there's a lot of opinions when you're a public figure, and people always, come to their own conclusions. And I guess one of the conclusions they made about you is that you are a racist still. You'd think after like 4 years or 5 years of being in this area of general vicinity that people actually know you beyond their nose.
Hey, apparently people know me better than I know me, because it's news to me that I've ever been a racist.
Yeah, well, then I heard that you had to, or someone had to say, have you seen Joel's best friend? Are you not aware of what color he is?
You are the blackest white person I know, man.
Well, that's what I've been accused of. And also because I guess I'm conservative or whatever you want to label me, it just it automatically exonerates me from being black. So all you people, and I said you people, yeah, right. All you people out there who are haters and want to believe that my best friend is something that he's not, that you can go ahead and take your little hating self.
You know what? People can keep their opinions. I don't care. It really doesn't bother me, because what matters is the people that are around me. So
there you go. I love you, bro. Even though you're wearing a white shirt and I'm wearing a black one. Yes!
Yeah. And I can see it says, make sure to comment and send in your questions for these boys. So we have a new thing we just started.
You should have done black shirt on Joel and white shirt on
I was thinking about the opposite day. Let's change right now. Hey, guys, fade to black.
Hey, I can see it looks like, I think Jay possibly.
Jay's on. You can see your face. You can see your writing on the screen, man.
Jack Allen.
Jack Allen. Sorry, it's really small for
wait a minute. Jack, by the way, hey, man, he's actually, I've been following him.
Jack Allen is Julie.
Julie, hey, hi. That's what happens in Facebook land. You never know who you're talking to.
Hey, these days you never know if you're talking to a he or her anyway.
I know.
That's whatever they feel like at the moment, right?
Right. And even though that's not that person, but whoever that person is, great. I'm glad to have you with us.
Good to have you. So you can now see your comments on there. Let's see. Julie says hi, Tony.
Hey. Hey.
Anyways, but yeah, we have those, and now we all know when you guys are hitting us up with lots of comments. Please be sure to comment. Let us know what you guys think. If you guys want to talk about something, go ahead and just pop it up. It'll pop right there on the screen. We'll read it the best we can. He'll
read it the best he can. I'm going to let this all ride out and play out, and I'm going to have fun while you guys are...
It's the first time doing it, so we'll probably make some adjustments to it as we go.
Excellent. Glad you're tuning in.
So we're talking about the uneducated on the Constitution, and that's mainly stemming from the conversations with Roe v. Wade.
Well, there's a lot of uneducated people about the Constitution. I think we should all open up our books again and learn about the Constitution.
Exactly, or
have a copy.
Read about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually was online a couple of days ago, and I found this article that said Constitution for Dummies, or Constitution Made Simple. And so I read down the Constitution Made Simplified because someone made some bogus comments about some of the Supreme Court decisions that were made as of late.
Yeah. By the way, Jelly says, tell Joel how you had no clue I was at Freddy's the other day.
What?
Apparently she was at Freddy's the other day, and you didn't have any idea.
Was that you at Freddy's? Oh my goodness, I know exactly who you are. You came up to me, gave me a hug. You're awesome. You're awesome. Hey, have some compassion on this blind guy. He'll figure it out soon. No compassion. Hey,
wow, chicka wow wow. I see you there. I can't see who it's from, but I'll take it.
Uh-huh.
That's Kurt.
Kurt. Hey, Kurt. Good to see you, man. Hey, I'm so thankful for our local audiences here.
Oh, yeah, we get a chance to see everybody, tell everybody hi, and they come up and say hi to us and stuff. But hey, guys.
So if you're watching us also, again, from across the country, comment. You're going to see your comment right there, and we're going to draw attention to it, especially if it's laughable. Okay?
If it's laughable?
No, it's...
kind of like that shirt you're wearing?
At least it's not my physique.
Oh! But that beard's definitely laughable.
Oh! As you stroke yours.
Yeah, as I stroke mine, If you shake your face too much, it might fall off.
Oh my god!
Did you glue that on there?
Don't we have like real stuff to talk about?
Yes, let's talk about this.
No longer about that fake beard that you're wearing.
Oh, I'm wearing a full beard.
Oh, full fake. Okay.
I have hundreds of photos to show the growth of it.
Before we do that, though, what are you doing for the 4th of July?
Let's see. We have a big event coming up. So first of all, we're going to be doing a first responders dinner on the 2nd. Then, there it is. Boom. And then we're going to be doing a Uneducated Farm Festival on the 3rd.
Yes.
There it is. And then on the 4th,
all sorts of vendors.
We're going to our good friend Jeremy Freedom for the 4th of July.
But before that, there's a parade going on, isn't there?
Yes, we are going to be in the parade.
Yeah.
So, and it was funny because during a meeting on Monday, they're asking for volunteers to judge the parade for the winners. And I said, I don't think it's going to work for me. It's actually my truck's going to be in the parade, so I think it'd be a little one-sided.
I think you should just be biased. My truck is better than all of the other floats. There you go.
It's actually not the truck. It's I think my wife is going to be riding shotgun with me. I'm not sure if she's driving her stuff or not.
Well, then you'll get double the votes.
Yeah, the prettiest girl in the parade.
Yeah.
You'll have me and Miss Kathy in there with you.
You and Miss Kathy.
Got all the ladies.
Yeah. Ooh. Well, at least the Dems now know what a lady is.
You
didn't catch that, did you?
You know what all the boys call the ladies back in the backwoods, right?
What?
Ladies. Call them ladies. What do you call them, man?
You are some type of special. Okay.
They're watching. I ain't stupid.
No, they call them ladies. But no, listen. At least the Dems know what ladies are now.
It's when it's convenient for them.
Ooh.
Yeah. Suddenly, as soon as when Roe v. Wade hits, it's all about the Me Too movement again, and my body, my choice, and that's not Me Too movement. I'm sorry, that my body, my choice, and it's all about women's rights and pregnancy and stuff. Hey, what about all the pregnant men? That was a big thing about 6 months ago.
You have to watch Netflix for that one. Sorry, man. Netflix.
We're over here. They're weighing in on this, right?
You know what? The interesting thing is, common sense should be weighing in on this. Listen, the Supreme Court judged the way they should have.
Stop calling it common sense, because it is not common these days. Have you been outside your house?
Honestly, still trying to figure out that.
Watch the way people drive, watch the way people talk, the arguments they make.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, here's the biggest thing. They're out there protesting about women's right to choose and things, when all the Supreme Court said was, hey, we're not going to make it a federal thing. The states get to decide. So if the states decide they want to keep abortion or whatever else, let them do it.
The Supreme Court is here to uphold the what?
The Constitution. And you know what? You have a state Supreme Court that can also look at your Constitution of your state as well.
Yes. If you want to make change, then go to the voting box and do it. But this federal thing, the courts did the right thing. So you Democrats that keep on spreading lies that, oh no, Roe v. Wade has killed abortion rights and all this. No. Just travel over to the next state that will take it.
If you live in a state that doesn't support it and you want to change it, then you vote it. Otherwise, you go to a different state.
Yes.
That's simple.
That's simple.
It's going to be like a la carte shopping, I guess.
Well, I guess Oregon is now paying for or giving vouchers for people to come over here. I think Disney is doing the same thing. They're providing vouchers for women that want to.
Tell them about Oregon. Tell them it's all in California, so they all go there.
I thought that was already understood. Everybody's trying to leave California. Are you kidding me? But no, they're actually literally applauding the efforts of ending a life.
Yes, and I'm sure that they all applauded the efforts of, good golly, what was his name? I'm trying to figure Hitler. I mean, it's as much as you gas somebody, it's the same thing as when you kill a baby. I'm sorry. I mean, life is at conception. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, anybody weigh in on this one? Because, I mean, there's definitely a lot of misunderstanding on purpose. The Dems want peace and they want those types of things until it doesn't fit their narrative. And now we want to target judges. So what's up with this?
Well, this is, someone said, Democrats never cease to amaze me. Let's burn and riot in places where it's legal.
Yes, Maxine Waters, Crazy Waters. Well, she was already advocating for
to go after
rioting.
The judges.
Yes.
Exactly.
She's a perfect advocate for that.
It's actually against a federal law. It's against a federal law. You can pull it up. I figured it's like Title 18 or something like that. But it actually says somewhere, I forget which one it was. There's a federal law that says it's illegal to go out and to protest or riot in front of a judge's home for the purpose of trying to sway their opinion.
Yes.
And they were encouraged by the White House and by the different members of Congress and different members of the Senate to go out and
Ocasio-Cortez.
Yes, it's literally they were encouraged. What about all this J6 stuff, right? But at the same time, yeah, and then they're encouraging them to break a federal law.
Come on.
Why aren't they being held accountable?
Come on. But we could have the January J6, trials go on, and they're trying to pin Trump. But yet they're like doing the same thing. Go out and intimidate judges. Go out, create havoc. Go out. What did Maxine Waters say? Didn't she say F the Supreme Court?
Yeah, exactly.
She said F the Supreme Court.
That's the biggest thing is they are the most, fair weather, grass is greener type of party I've ever seen. If it's beneficial to them, they will use it, they will throw it, and they will run it down. Yeah. Now, granted, both parties do the same thing sometimes, but no one holds a cake on that like a Democrat. I mean, literally, not even 6 months ago, they were pouting off against and coming against the My Body, My Choice for vaccines. Mm-hmm. But the minute that the Roe v. Wade pops in, bam, all that gone, and instantly back to My Body, My Choice for when it comes down to killing a baby.
I can't comprehend it. And I guess the only way I can talk about my feelings on this topic is to say that I'm adopted. I was adopted at 6 months old. My mother couldn't take care of me, so she decided, hey, thank you. I'm going to let this life live because my life mattered. So I'm going to let this, whatever happened to that, by the way. If Black lives matter, then babies' lives matters, okay? Anyways, so my life mattered. So someone saw enough to let me, or she saw enough to give me to somebody else. And so now I have the benefit to breathe. And my mother gets to do what she does. I don't hold any ill will against her for giving me up. Actually, I thank her because the alternative would have been abortion.
Well, here's my thing. Is everybody who's all for abortion, why don't we just, go back and try to change some history on the people that are for it? What if everybody who's arguing for it was aborted? They wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Maybe the world would be a little more calmer these days. But yeah, everyone who's out there who's shouting and arguing there, what if your parents made the choice to abort you? You'd never exist.
Yeah.
And then we wouldn't have you babbling and gargling in our ears about this bullshit crap.
It's funny that we forget about our own lives
I'm really trying hard to watch my language.
Right. No, it's funny that we argue the point, but we don't think about that, though. We don't let it hit home enough to know that every life is valuable. Bad things happen to everybody. Bad things happen to women, but you know what? It's not the baby's fault.
Exactly. But and here's the big thing too is it's the things they argue about. Oh, the random rape or things like that. That is like less than it's like 0.01%.
Yes, we're not downplaying rape. It's a terrible thing. It's an invasion of your body. However, it's not the baby's fault.
Yeah, someone says abortions are eugenics. Eugenics. Sorry, thank you. And kill more people than any kind of gun crime. And by the way, it's Title 18, Section 1507, enacted in 1950 about the judges, I'm assuming.
So intimidating judges. You guys can read that on the screen there, and that's good. Yeah, but this is okay. Oh, judges' lives don't matter either?
Judges' lives do matter. Yeah. All lives matter. That's the thing.
This is the party of love. This is the party of love we're talking about.
Exactly.
Until you cross it.
Love and respect, but when you do cross it, you damn well straight we're going to hit with a big fist.
Yeah. I'm talking about the Democratic Party is the party of love.
They ain't the party of love. They're the party of lies.
Your next shirt?
There you go. Actually, there you go, guys. I'm going to put it out there. The next shirt's going to be Democrat Party. The party of lies.
The party of lies.
Can I give you guys a quick fact real quick?
What you got?
If you guys, if on the audience too, if you look into abortion rates and you look into like the type of people that have been, the type of babies and stuff, it has been more damaging to the African American group than any other kind of violence.
Exactly.
Thank you, producer.
Where's BLM and all that?
Thank you, producer. But I think one of the politicians said that it was a direct attack on black women. Oh, that was Maxine Waters. Maxine Waters, if you look at her little tirade, she said it was a direct attack on black women. And don't you forget, we black women are going to stand up. And I'm going to stand. You are literally talking about your own genocide.
Exactly. That just shows the lack of intelligence. But on top of that,
read a book.
Well, here's the biggest thing is they only got one card to play on. They played it so much, most people don't care anymore. And that's the whole race card.
Mm-hmm.
They played it so much on everything. First of all, they have no idea what racism and racist is. They have no idea because it's anything you do, they'll call it racist. But if you actually look at what racist is, they'll say that 90% of the stuff they argue about has nothing to do with race.
Yeah. Well, I found it insulting that Maxine Waters basically drew attention to the black community and abortion all in the same breath.
Oh, exactly.
It's insulting. That says, oh, yeah, okay, so the black community is so tied down with oppression and depression that it's okay to give them a pass out.
Well, that's the biggest thing is the whole point of our show, uneducated.
Uneducated.
They're not educated about what the truth and what the stats are, or if they do know them, they're just flat out lying.
Yeah.
They lie so much, and they get caught in the lies so much, and how people continue to see to continue to listen and follow it. I don't get it. I really don't get it. If someone's caught in lie after lie after lie after lie, and you can factually prove it, but then you continue to follow them, what's that make you the one that follows them?
An idiot.
Well, at least very minimal.
Minimal. And I'm being nice about that.
Yeah, and here's the big thing too is politicians lie.
Yeah,
they do. Most of them out there lie, and that's on both sides of the party.
That's true.
But the difference, the big difference is on.
But if you expect us to believe those lies, but go ahead.
Well, yeah. Here's the thing: is on the right side, when they lie and they get called out for it, they're held accountable and they tend to not hold office again. Mm-hmm. On the left-hand side, when they lie and they get held, they
put up your hand, and that's all.
If they lie, they don't even do that. They do this. Put your hand up. Yeah,
you're so right.
They're a champion. Look at Biden.
You get a Nobel. No. You get a Nobel. You get a Nobel.
Let's just look at Biden.
Okay.
He was caught lying about when he graduated in class. He was caught lying about his position when it comes down to even abortion because he was pro stopping abortion.
Yeah.
They put that out a little while ago.
He was pro-life?
He was pro-life a while back. He was said something about stopping abortion, and there's a video piece that was put out a while back on that. There's all these different things like from lying about education and his background and stuff. Yeah. There's a big old video about him just saying one lie after the other.
Yeah.
And they went through and they proved that he did not graduate at the top of his class. He did not graduate with multiple degrees. He did not graduate in the area he said. It's one thing after the other.
He didn't fall off his bike.
Lie after lie after lie after lie. And guess what? They championed him all the way up to presidency, or at least to sit in the White House. But he lost the term to be called president by me because of his choice in Afghanistan.
Well, and then the Democrats are still lying by withholding information about the mental capacity of our president.
Exactly. Someone here says it's double standards. Nothing makes any sense to liberals. We will never comprehend what the Dems does. Oh, I lost it. Etc. Etc. Etc.
Read that.
It was on your screen for a while. So it says, I was told many times to abort my kid. I will never in my life ever abort a kid, even if my life doesn't fit others' lifestyles. I have seen the graphic nature of how babies being aborted. It's horrifying. It is. And if you ever want to see why people are against abortion, because first of all, the babies feel that pain. They basically shove something there and they suck the brains and the body out through a tube. And the kids feel the pain because they can prove it. They've shown it. They've shown pictures. They've shown responses. They've shown neurological responses to it. They feel it. So, yeah, it's murder, and it's a painful way to do it.
I can address this person, but I can address this person without saying this. We come from a belief of forgiveness. We have a faith in Jesus Christ, okay? Yes, that's who we have. And he does forgive. So mothers who have already been through an abortion with their child, there is still love and compassion for you. I want you to know that. and because of our faith that says that we are all sinners. Okay, we all do that, and so someone loved me, so we have to love you, and we do love you. But I want to speak to this. Kudos to you who chose not to abort your child. Again, from a adopted person, I think that's the biggest sacrifice you could make. And kudos to you.
He took it there, so definitely I want to agree with Tony heavily on there. We do come from a background of our faith in Jesus Christ, and he, like anyone else who's come before him, you come before him as a broken person.
Yeah,
and he's there to lift you up, to heal and restore you. And so, if you've made a choice and it's pained you, then that is a way to healing, is through Jesus Christ.
It is.
And you can always approach Tony or me. You can write into the show, and we're happy to talk to you about Jesus Christ and our salvation. And so, and there's a lot of other people in this town that also you can talk to you about it.
Yeah, because I know in this whole thing, you're going to meet some Yahoo Christians too. Let's just be truthful. Yep. They're going to go and heap shame and guilt and all that kind of stuff on you, and you don't need that. So that's not what we're about.
Exactly. So someone says the main point is that this decision was constitutional. It took the power away from the federal side and gave it back to the states where it belongs. So no matter what your stance is on abortion, this decision was constitutional, and with everyone giving vouchers to those in other states that don't support abortion to come to a state that does support it, a huge deal is being made about a decision that doesn't put anyone in harm's way. If the fact that they make money off of traveling to abort, if they have to travel to abort, they make money off of traveling. I'm not sure what that means.
Because of the vouchers that they're handing out. I was basically saying this no matter what you think on abortion, regardless, it gave the power back to the states. So it doesn't really matter what your opinion is on abortion, because the decision is being made out to be something more than it is.
It's made to be something more than it is.
Exactly.
No matter what our stance on abortion is, you still did not lose that opportunity. It's just put back in the hands of the people that should.
Exactly. And those who have been educated, those who have been educated on that will understand that. But those who aren't educated are out there burning and looting, rioting and threatening judges and things like that, because they have no idea. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to pressure judges to make a decision for what they want and not what's actually constitutional.
What's this stinking rioting about? I guess some say the rioting is the voice of the unheard. I think rioting is the voice of the turd.
Yeah.
So that's all I have to say.
See, protesting can be the voice of the unheard.
Yes.
Rioting is the voice of the big turd.
That's right. That's right. What does it do you to try to break through a glass window? What is it to you to run over people through a crowd, which has happened since this? What does that prove?
Usually it's the looting that goes along with it, with most of it.
And looting.
It's criminal. This is criminals who just want to be destructive. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's if you look at the way that they are, what does kicking a door in of a building do anything? Exactly. It doesn't change anything.
Well, they know they're not going to go to jail. They know they're not going to go to jail.
Exactly. Like I said, the best way to stop those riots is go get a whole bunch of them outhouse sucking trucks. Go suck a bunch of outhouses. Next riot in there, kick it in reverse, and just start spraying. Guarantee you'll clear those streets in about 5 minutes.
Let them roll. But see, someone's going to take a snapshot and go, "This is the '60s again."
Like I said, it's the big poo.
It's the big poo, the big turd. Yeah, so, if you want to get out there and protest and peacefully do that, sure. But you want to get out there and cause destruction, just in the name of destruction and looting, a TV won't bring back a baby. It's prove a point.
Exactly.
It won't prove a point.
Exactly.
Yeah, so there you go.
But, so understand the Constitution and what's behind that particular choice. And and if either way, whether you agree or whether you disagree, there's always a good way to share your point. And that's what the solid sign that says, hey, I pro-life or I'm an idiot, one of the two. So
would this person make those?
They'll probably make the pro-life ones, and I'm sure they'll make the I'm an idiot.
But they might make, for some people who are idiots, they might make them for free.
They also make great stickers, banners, and a bunch of other stuff too.
Yes.
They are great supporters of the Esticated community,
We love
watching the
you.
local Esticated all together, and we really appreciate them. And they actually made us a really cool banner I was going to show you for the show.
Yeah.
You can get a chance to. Maybe we'll try to bring it on after this.
Is it here?
Yeah, it's here.
A cool banner?
Yeah, I'll bring it on after the commercial.
Yes.
Take a look here at Whitney Signs.
There you go. Honk.
All right,
There you go.
This is our banner. We just
Look
got from them.
at this, guys. This is
Hey,
from
Kelly, how you
Whitney.
doing?
Hi, Kelly. This is from Whitney Signs. This is going to be up on the
A little tighter.
yeah, this is going to be up at the fair this weekend,
Yeah,
huh?
we're gonna be at the fair.
Yeah, what you drop?
I don't know.
What did you I know what you dropped. Look behind you.
I know what it is.
Don't look behind you.
So we're going to be up at the Estacada Farm Festival. this week.
Yes.
And we actually have a bunch of our merchandise. Pissed off Patriot lines, everything else we brought in, mugs and cups and shirts.
Yep, you're doing a really good job about multitasking. Keep going.
And so they're all going to be up here there. So if you have been looking to get some of our merchandise and you want to get a chance to come see it, it'll be up there at the Estacada Farm Festival this week up at Hillock Burn Farms.
Yeah.
So
You're going to not want to miss locals.
you know something else, we were talking all about the Constitution, and the whole point of this was the uneducated about the Constitution. But what's another piece that's really been in the news that's a big deal about the Constitution?
Prayer.
Prayer, exactly.
Prayer.
In Washington, there was a coach that was fired for praying on the 50-yard line after a game. Mm-hmm. And this was a time in
Was this after the game?
Well, actually, I think it was a break during the game, but there was a time when all of the other support staff was out there. They would call their families and make basically they'd take a personal time for themselves. So he took his time during that time to go out and do a quick prayer on the 50-yard line, and then he would continue with the stuff. Well, he got fired for that. He sued. It went all the way up through appellate courts and all the way up to the Supreme Court. And just recently, the Supreme Court ruled in his favor, saying that he has a constitutional right to pray, and that it should not be infringed upon. So,
which is exactly right.
Exactly. Spot
exactly on. Right. First Amendment gives you that, right?
Exactly.
Freedom of religion. This is a big deal because I was watching, quote unquote, I'm sorry guys, I always say this, The View. Because I love to see what those ladies talk about. They're so skewed in one direction. So we're watching The View, and they were basically saying it was a church and state issue.
Yeah. So
this is another reason why we have to talk about the Constitution.
Exactly.
There.
I will give $1 million to anyone who can find me where it says separation of church and state in the Constitution.
Yes. Go.
And if you can't find it, you have to give me $1 million.
Yeah. You can share it with me. But if you can find it, seriously, because I looked for it. It's not, we'll find it.
Hey, Valerie. Good to see you.
Valerie!
Hey, Val. Good to have you on the show.
Yeah.
Also, Sapat and Kelly.
Look.
Good to see you.
Okay, so you want to talk about that? You know what? What about Kaepernick's? I put it up there. Kneeling. I don't like what he did, but he has a First Amendment right to do it.
Yeah, and here's the big thing about the Constitution. Everybody should know this about the Constitution. This document here controls what the government can and can't do.
Mm-hmm.
Public institutions and all type of stuff that are considered
yes.
government. Okay?
Government will not interfere.
What it does not say is that a private institution has to abide by not interfering in that. They have the right to, as long as it's not discriminating in certain areas that the law limits you on.
Yeah.
So by Colin Kaepernick kneeling during that time, yes, he has the legal right to kneel during that time. It shouldn't be illegal, in my opinion, to kneel during a national anthem, but legally he has the right, and it's protected under free speech through the Constitution. But here's the right.
Protected under free speech by the Constitution. He was kneeling.
What
if he was kneeling and praying?
He has the right, meaning that
yeah.
he has the right, meaning that the government cannot make it illegal to do that. Because,
No.
yes, right there. It's just as much.
We may not like it.
As much as I hate the fact that technically they can do the same thing for the flag, I don't agree with it. I really wish that they
No.
could make a law or pass something that makes it illegal to disrespect your flag and your country that way. But currently, right now, it's been viewed as
Protected speech.
protected speech. So the big thing is,
I mean, hence I put up a meme about Kaepernick this week.
yeah,
And again, we don't agree with that.
exactly. We do not agree with
We
you.
really-
If I had the opportunity, I would slap anybody upside the head that decides to kneel during the flag, kneel during the national anthem, or stomp on a flag. I probably will push you off a flag if I catch you stomping on it. My brothers laid down their lives for it. That's an automated response.
Yeah.
But the big thing is,
But you are protected.
yeah, the government can't stop you.
Yeah.
But what can happen is, if you're a person like Colin Kaepernick, that the NFL can fire you.
Right.
The people can stop buying your stuff and supporting you, and stop paying to see your games and everything else. You
Could
can
the
vote with money.
NFL fire that gentleman for praying?
If he worked for the NFL, yeah, technically he can.
Good.
Because that's not a government institution.
Right.
No, but your freedom of religion is protected.
That's
The freedom
what
of
I was-
religion
yeah.
is protected, but the thing is, you're protected when you're not on company time. So if you're representing on company time when it's not a government institution, you actually have to do that, to present that. They could make an argument in court for it. And of course, it always comes down to the court. I'm not a lawyer. But they could make an argument in court saying that's on company time. He's paid to be doing XYZ on company time. And then if he's praying during that time or something, that could be argued. However, if he's on his personal time, like he's on a break time, and he's not out there, saying,
Everybody
NFL
pray.
supports me,
Yeah.
then there could be argued that would be infringing or causing discriminating based upon his religious beliefs. So there's arguments there, not have to come down to a court to figure out the nuts and bolts of it.
Well, and the story is not fully told because I'm not sure if he asked his teammates to join him, or did he? Was this a solo act?
When Kaepernick or
Or,
the
coach?
The coach, he did not know.
Yeah. So
He never did. If people wanted to talk to him about it, he would talk to him about it, but he would just go out and do his thing, and that's it. The big thing is that the school he worked for was a government organization. It was funded by the I think it's the state. I think it was a state college. It was funded by a government institution, so therefore it's a government institution. Therefore, he was fired for his freedom of speech and for expressing his freedom of religion during his personal time, by the way, because like everybody
direct
else
contradiction.
did. Yeah, and so that was where the government was overstepping, and they were. Someone's here. I'll read that in a minute. But the government is, since they cannot infringe on, according to this, if the government body cannot do it. Private institutions, they have more flexibility and leniency as long as they're within the lines of non-discrimination. Like I said, that would come down to a court.
And that's a very fine line.
Exactly. Someone here, if you want to read some off there too, I think
Sure.
it's on your thing as well, but I'll read one here. The freedom of speech, and that's under for Brandy. The freedom of speech doesn't protect you from consequences of that speech, meaning if America is angry at you for disrespecting the flag, oh, well, you still have the freedom to say it. Yep, they do. But you have to deal with the freedom of it. I mean,
You have to deal with the backlash. Yes.
And he said, by the way, Kaepernick still can't find a job in the NFL. He won his lawsuit and was paid off by the NFL. Good luck, guy.
He was paid off.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Still can't find a job at the NFL. Oh, that was that one.
Yep.
Okay. My daughter.
Yep.
My daughter fought for our country too. She passed away, and I don't appreciate it either, Joel. People disrespecting our flag too. Thank you for your service as well.
Thank you, Kelly.
Yeah.
The color doesn't work too well. Oh, if I stand in front of it, I can do it. There you go.
Right.
My belly makes a great background. So we'll have to change that later. The NFL has a union, and he kneeled on his union break. Nice one, Jim.
My personal opinion is sports is a place where people go to get away and forget about everyday problems.
Yes.
And have a great time. There is no place for political bullshit. I said that, but it was written. So when this started happening, I quit watching professional sports.
Yeah, same here. When they started going through and kneeling during the national anthem and all that type of stuff, I stopped watching it altogether. There's when the political stuff started getting in there, they lost a huge number of fans. This flat out stopped watching. And I started watching college sports, and they started bringing it into there, and I stopped watching that as well. So until it's completely all the politicals pulled out of it, I won't go back to watching the sports.
But Dems would probably say, well, this gentleman kneeling is a political statement as well, and praying.
It's not. It was a religious thing.
It was a religious thing.
It was simple. He was simply praying to his God. Now, I bet you if that was another religion like
Muslim faith. Totally acceptable.
They would have been fine with that.
Totally acceptable. That was a point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's exactly. And there's been many times that's happened. But it's because it seems like whenever it's a Christian faith, it seems to take the most hot water to it.
Absolutely. So, absolutely.
Yeah, but the Constitution protects it. And for those who are wondering about the separation of church and state, that actually came from a letter written to a church. What was the
Thomas
church?
Jefferson.
Yeah, by Thomas Jefferson.
Yes.
Exactly. And the church is a Wesleyan Baptist church?
Wesleyan.
Wesleyan Baptist Church.
Yeah.
Basically saying that the government will never make a law that will infringe or inhibit their beliefs or their free practice of religion.
Yes.
That's all it says. And he used the phrase separation of church and state.
And that's where separation of church and state lies.
And that's where being educated and knowing your history comes in.
Yeah. So stop saying the Constitution says it.
Exactly, because it doesn't say it anywhere in there. The only place it talks about it at all is in the First Amendment where it says, and it shall not be infringed.
Right.
So.
Right.
Freedom. And there's a what was the clause? I forget. Good God, you mentioned it earlier today.
The clause.
The good God's in the
Santa Claus?
No, Santa Claus.
Well, look, why don't you think about that clause on break? Because I got to take you. Eventually, we got to have pizza. And when we have pizza, we like to go to Hitch and Post Pizza. And it's a local Estacada pizza shop. And I always say this every week. And you know what? If you are watching us for the first time or the 50th time, I'm going to always tell you this pizza is top notch. Not only is the pizza top notch, you get the place which matches the pizza.
They set the standard.
Something for your kids, something for your families to come and just have a great family time. And in days like today, you just need to get away and have good food. And this is the place I'm about to show you that I recommend to you. Watch.
Get your sweaty head off of me. Dude. Oh, we're back. Hey, guys, how's it going?
Wait a minute. There's pizza in that.
You didn't have pizza for over a week, man. What's it doing in your hat still?
What? What?
Said you ain't had pizza for over a week. What's this doing in your hat?
The pizza's so good, it preserves itself. All right, here we go. That's gross. Also, this coach wasn't kneeling during the national anthem. Ooh, and it was during his private time, not during an actual game time. Great point. Absolutely great point.
Exactly.
And then that's why I watched racing, not NASCAR. Other sports have been tainted by wokeness. Absolutely. So have our movies.
I mean, can't they just leave one thing? Why did they carry it over so much? It's so tiring. Just leave the political realms and the political stuff in the political realm. Leave sports in the sports realm. And leave NASCAR in another realm that no one really cares about.
And can we, and Val, by the way, says she loves us. Thank you, Val. Yeah. But look, brother, can we leave the movies alone? I was over your house this weekend and we were watching a movie. And what was that movie producer we watched?
Movie producer.
Brady made a movie.
Batman.
Oh, we watched Batman. And get the phrasing in Batman, and I kid you not, it was white privilege. Someone wrote a Facebook message about white privilege. I think it was Alan Crombie wrote it. It was really good. Can we just drop that? It's almost as bad as calling black people the N-word.
It was funny because this person was saying it to Bruce Wayne, who's white.
Yeah.
and he's the richest man in Gotham, and they're talking about white privilege. While he's out there doing with all the crime and solving all the issues, but she had no idea. And I guess that's such a great picture. The Michael Keaton Batman. Michael Keaton's a new one, right? No, that's a different one.
Yeah.
The guy from Twilight Batman.
Twilight.
Yeah, it was interesting.
But this is not the first time I've seen wokeness inserted into movies as of late.
I thought it was funny because if you really look at what was there and you actually take a picture of that just shows how unknowledgeable the wokeness is, because they accused the richest man in Gotham right in front of him and basically tried to make a connection with him on this line, using this line, acting like
Lisa Bonet's daughter.
All those white privileged guys sitting up there doing all this stuff, right? This is the white guy that's the richest man in Gotham.
But it was a black woman who said it to him.
Yeah, but he's the one out there dealing with all this coming and actually fighting for the streets and
Yes.
fighting for everybody and doing all the work. But yet she's saying that to him, but yet he's the one out there fighting for it. And it shows how much they don't know that maybe all those people they think that are white privilege and everything else are probably the ones out there fighting for the people.
Yep.
And they don't even know it. That just painted another picture there too.
I think it's demeaning. I think it makes a huge assumption. And I mean, and it really, the reason why I say demeaning is because everybody, let me say it the correct way, you guys. When you make that blanket statement like that, it dismisses any effort that a person's made by their own merit.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
exactly.
Hey, brother, you know what? It's not because you work hard. It's because you're white.
Exactly. I mean, I didn't spend, decades in my field or
you
go
didn't
to school. Or
you went to
work my way up
school?
on the ground. Yeah,
It wasn't given to you.
No, I had to
You weren't born into it.
I didn't go fight in the military, work my way through all that, earn my way to get into school and get it paid for by the military because I fought in Afghanistan.
Oh, yeah.
Get it paid for, and then work my way up through school, and then work my way up through jobs that really sucked in my field, and then eventually get my way up to and get my degree, and then had to work my way to get in the low end of that degree, and work my way up, and eventually get to where I'm at. No, I just born,
It's
and
dismissive.
the job was set for me.
It's dismissive and it's wrong. If someone said black privilege,
Well, let's look at you. You had to go through the exact same process. You weren't just born right into being a counselor.
no.
You had to work your way
my
up.
ass off.
You had to go to school
Oops,
for
butt
it.
off.
Yeah, you had to work your way up. You had to go to school. You had to get, I'm sure, loans to go to school or
Yep.
or
Pell
grants.
grants.
You
But I got loans too. Still paying them back. That's where my credit shot.
Now, granted, I get
Biden, where's the loan payback program?
I get paid for by the military, but I still got school loans too.
Yes.
After all I do, I still got some school loans because there's still things I have to buy that the military doesn't always cover.
But I bet though, unfortunately, I would get better privileges than you.
Well, yeah,
I
because
bet
you got affirmative action, but I'm sure there's programs they could have got you through school paid for 100%.
Yep.
Well, they happen to go through the military because affirmative action, right?
Yep. Yep. It's so I don't want to ever hear white privilege again. I know I'm going to hear it. I can say it all I want.
Well, like I said, you are the blackest white guy I know.
I take offense to it. Not being the whitest black, but I take offense to it. I do. Anyway, that's my soapbox. I'm done. Okay. It's only the left that seems fixated on race and color. Some things never change. You're right about that.
Exactly.
And actually, as long as they stay on that, they'll get the vote.
Exactly. Well, they think they are, but people are starting to catch on a little bit.
Well, there's a red
some
wave.
People that are catching on.
Look, in the Supreme Court, all the way from the top court of the land, there's a red wave a coming.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Amen. Like all the hate our nonprofit gets, while we spend so much time fighting for this community and silence, not showing off. There's a lot of people in this town that do so much to help others, then get crapped on by those doing nothing, making assumptions about them. Talk about biting the hand that feeds you. In some cases, a little bit literally.
Really? Yeah.
But you know what? There's always a few bad apples in every bunch, but there are so many good people.
And
Uneducated is amazing. We got so many good people out here.
Yes.
I've got a chance to listen to some stories recently from things I was doing for my council duties. And I got a chance to listen to some of these stories and sit in some people's homes and the reason why they came out here and where they came from and stuff. And there is just some really good people out here and why they're out here and they get it.
They get it. So what do they get, Joel? because there's this thing of don't Portland our Estacada. We mean it, but
we're a small town. They don't want the neighbor up in your butt type of thing. They want to have some peace, some quiet, some tranquility. They want to have a good community they can depend on, they can feel safe in, that's clean. They don't have transients walking through and crapping on the sidewalks and all this stuff. They want to have a clean, good, small, homey community.
Are they living that?
Yeah, they're doing the best they can to live that.
Wow.
And that's the thing is that they come from big cities to get out here and get that. And they want to protect that. They want to fight for it. And it's just great to hear the stories. And the people, I don't know if they're watching the show or not tonight.
I hope you are.
Yeah, but I mean, it's encouraging to know that there's so many other people that have the same type of thoughts. We may not have a line on everything that we think about. That's fine. But you still have the same understanding, and we're all fighting for the same thing, and that's to protect our little town.
Thank you, Joel, for going out and educating as a leader in our community yourself on who's coming in. Because we can make broad, sweeping assumptions, but it's basically out of fear. We don't want our small community to lose its values.
Well, I actually enjoyed it so much, I think I'm going to make that a routine thing for me to go.
He's going woke now, y'all.
No. To knock on doors. And
I'm just joking.
Just talk to some of the people in our town, getting to know not my neighbors, this is my town. And it's a good thing for everybody here in this town to do.
To get to know
not just your neighbors immediately around you. It's a small town. Knock on some other doors, bring them a dish or something like that, and say, hey, I live a block over. I wanted to introduce myself. I live 2 blocks over. I'm in the community, neighborhood, group, subdivision, whatever you want to call it. My name's so-and-so. If you ever need anything, let me know. That's how you make a community. That's a culture that fast growth usually pushes out. But if you can slow the growth down and you can remember that community, and that's with our own country, those type of morals and those values we're talking right there, that get know your neighbor, have a close-knit community, support and help each other, safety, support, freedom, and just a good life, good, peaceful life. That's what people want. That's what they founded the country for. And that's what they wrote this document to help us protect and keep. Mm. And if you learn the history behind what happened then, what was going on, and what was being pushed from England, you understand why things are in that document that they are, and what the true intent is behind it. So when people say, oh, we can never really know what our founding fathers really meant by when they wrote that document, that particular line, that's because you're too uneducated to know. You want to know what they meant by when they wrote things in this document here? Go back and read the actual history book, not the bullcrap they give you today, but a real history book that talks about things they went through, the reason why they came over here, the challenges and the hardships they went through. There's tons of information out there that talks about Jamestown and how mainly when they show up to Jamestown, how I think it was 60% of the population had died there.
Yeah.
Because of things going on, or how the interactions we had with the Native Americans and all the history we had to go up through that came into writing this document, including our Declaration of Independence. Learn about it. And you'll know what they meant when they said these things in here. Their right to bear arms. So that basically we can protect ourselves from our government getting too powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, all these different things.
That was another Supreme Court decision that we talking about concealed, but I don't want to go too far. But your whole conversation right there, from you going from door to door and educating yourself on who's moving into the community and what kind of, is the same thing we're asking other people to do. Is to read, research, do your research before you just lay out blanket statements. Do your research. I'll just jump one more time back to Roe v. Wade. Read and actually learn what this was about.
Exactly. Learn what the history of white came in there, what it was, and why it was changed.
Yeah.
Someone says, tell Kurt we got don't Portland our Estacada stickers for him. Okay,
yeah.
So Kurt,
read the one above it. That's what that's about.
I will be running for city council on the platform Don't Portland our Estacada. That's from Kurt Schweigert.
I just want to pull a
Kurt,
plug.
if
right
you haven't done it yet, by the way, they're taking the applications in online. Anybody watching, if you want to run for this is for local news. If you want to run for the local City of Estacada councilor position, the applications are open. Just go to the City of Estacada website, and you'll see right there in the front all the instructions and everything you need. You fill out the application, send it into the city, and they'll get you going on it. But you got to do it soon because it'll be closing eventually here.
I'm going to be pushing Kurt hard because I announced my running when Kurt announced his, and due to things in my life that I just need to focus on, I'm going to withdraw that so that I can pull all of my support right into Kurt.
Awesome. You hear that right there? So Tony has withdrawn his running, but he still has his full support. And
Throw it!
And I also fully support Kurt.
Yep.
And there's also another gentleman named Mike running.
Oh, yes.
So when Mike has put himself out there running, then who else is running? We know
Miss Rhonda.
Miss Rhonda?
Rhonda.
Rhonda!
Yeah, Rhonda's running for council. So she's also got my full support as well.
Yeah.
So and what we'll do is we'll have them on the show so everybody can put names and faces together at some point.
Absolutely. So do Portland Uneducated. Ooh, he might want to travel with you. All right.
Whitney Signs made the awesome stickers, and I have some set aside for you, Kurt, is what Brandy says there. So, but yeah, guys, it's really good. I really do encourage you, get out to know your neighbors. Start executing what they. Someone says, "Yo, got my vote." That's Jay there. But yeah, get to know your neighbors. Knock on doors. Do it friendly. Even if you guys have different political beliefs, who cares? Political is one sliver in life.
Yeah.
Put that aside long enough to get to know the person, because once you get to know the person, you realize that political crap really doesn't matter. It's on the side.
Yep.
It's so small of everything. There's so many other things that you guys can connect on. You guys both may like the same type of alcohol, the same type of vehicles, or whatever else. I get that it's hard for a Ford and Chevy guy to get along, but it's okay. Just as long as Chevy admits that they're wrong and the Ford's the best, we're fine.
Obviously, you're biased. I was with you until you just shown your biasness.
Yes. Well, it's the same thing like a Samsung and Apple. We all know that.
You know what?
That the people who have Apples just like to be controlled, and so you get a Samsung and you're good to go. You have freedom.
You're hitting too close to home right now. You're hitting too close to home right now.
It's like the Apples are the North Korea.
Yeah.
And
Keep
Samsung
talking.
is South Korea.
Keep talking.
Yes.
Y'all need to comment so we can stop talking.
I guess, Jim, if you can't afford it, then you definitely got to dodge it, right?
Wait, Jim? Jim who?
Jim Moriarty.
Jim! Hey, guy. Hey, we got to have him on the show.
Yeah, I was just talking to him before. I'll tell you afterward.
Ooh, Jim, do
I mentioned our little conversation that we were talking about before earlier today.
Yeah.
And Jim seemed to be.
We have conversations.
We have conversations.
Yes.
We don't just play friends here on the show.
No, we're actually friends. I'll be there for you.
Yeah. The other day he had a sleepover and he was so excited. He brought his pillow and his little stuffy.
Did you really just say that? You're the one that did not want me. So I did. I had my pillow and everything. And we were gonna have a sleepover, as he calls it. And he goes, "Dude, don't say that too many times, man. That could get really weird." So he just tells all of you, "Hey,
just so you know, no, I'm sorry, there was no pillow fights."
Well,
anyway, Ford is the best according to Jay, and I definitely have to agree. So
what happened?
Ford is the best, is what Jay says.
Jay, obviously.
Jay, I got a sticker for you next to my
Jay.
Got a Backwoods sticker.
I don't even know what to say, Jay. That's all.
You can stick it on the Ford and support the Backwoods brothers. If you own a Chevy, you can stick it inside your cab and no one can see it.
Right.
Hey, Dorinda, how's it going?
Dorinda's on too. Hey, make a comment, you guys. Make comments. So there's other events that have happened this week. I mean, the world doesn't stop spinning because the Supreme Court is making some really awesome decisions. But there's things going on around the world. And
did we say hi to Valerie yet?
We did say hi to Valerie.
Oh, okay. Valerie, we love you too, by the way.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah. Hey, guys, is there anything that's capturing you on the news? Just a little bit of news that's been on my mind a little bit is this Amtrak. You heard about the Amtrak train that hit a truck and derailed. Luckily, two people, sadly, two people lost their lives, but luckily the other 200 and some made it out unscathed.
I did not hear about it. I actually have more local news about the semi-truck that overturned and caused a big backup on 84 about a week ago.
Really?
Yeah. They had to literally close down the entire eastbound lane on 84 and they put cement barricades in the center of the road and stuff. Everything was crazy.
Really?
That was Monday.
Yeah,
Monday.
That was less than a week ago.
Well, then let's travel down to Florida. That's anybody hurt by the way?
I didn't hear about if they were hurt. I just know the traffic was a big issue. So,
what's DeSanchez doing?
Oh, you mean what he decided to take back control of his National Guard? He formed the Florida State Guard. Yeah, it's different than the National Guard. The State Guard has no control from the federal government over it. It's completely controlled by the Florida government and by
The state.
Yeah, the commander in chief of the State Guard is the governor. And the funny thing is the news media blowing this big old thing up. Oh, DeSantis is at it again. He's forming his own militia.
Militia.
Well, here's the funny thing is...
You've never encountered that, right?
Well, yeah.
Militia is like a byword.
Here's the big funny thing is that there's 29 other states that have state guards. He's not the first one to do it.
There's militias all over. Yes, but they call it a militia because they don't like him. They don't like his stance, so it's a militia. So how does he combat that? Because he has always a comeback for that.
He just made fun of him. That's all. He's made fun of the media because it's those 29 other states. Literally, they're just flat out wrong.
Militia.
Like the militia. They don't care about that. They don't. He just blew it off. But he just when he announced the State Guard that he's putting together, and basically there's a lot more openings and there's a lot more acceptance into the State Guard. So like if you're retired from the National Guard or active duty military, if you're older, you can get into it. There are some big businessman. I forget what his name was. He was on there. He actually joined. I think he's joining into the State Guard, and he said he's like I think he owns like a bunch of like vacation property and stuff down there. And he's like, I'll come in as a private. I don't care. And it's just really cool to see the really big excitement. And there's like some of the some older, like I think they look like they're 50 or 60 years old, and they're joining the State Guard, and it's just people getting involved, and they're really excited about it. So
that I don't know if we have comments, but let me jump back to local because you triggered a thought in me. Wasn't there a Facebook post talking about veterans kind of gathering a not militia, but gathering and looking at supporting the safety of Estacada, just if something were to occur? Wasn't there something online about that?
I don't know. There's been a lot of things
Safety committee.
Safety committee. It was a safety committee.
You talk about the Estacada Safety Committee? It wasn't veterans.
No, I thought it was veterans.
No, it was the Estacada Safety Committee was where we basically it's a committee under the the city where people can come in and they can discuss traffic and safety about the city.
Okay,
it must have been something different.
It was something different.
Okay, yeah, I haven't heard about the veterans.
Yeah, if you guys have seen it, I think it was on Estacada Locals or something like that. If you've seen it, then if I'm off my rocker, then I'm off my rocker. But
I mean, all it really takes, honestly, if something comes down and the veterans need to get together, a few things online, a few phone calls, and I guarantee you can get 50 veterans ready to go in a matter of minutes. It's the veterans here are always ready to. I mean, they may not be active anymore, but they're ready to protect their hometown.
Yes,
in a moment's notice.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
And so keep that in mind. If you come out here to cause trouble, there's a whole lot of people out here ready to protect their hometown.
Yes.
And they'll go the distance. And most of them are either prior military or prior law enforcement, and they know how to protect their hometown and their home base.
There you go. And as I would say, legally. There you go.
Legally within the law.
Within the law.
I guess that would be legally.
He said
within the law would be legal, I guess. Whatever, I don't judge.
You don't judge. Legally.
Legalese. Oh, hey, you know what? Also, get along those lines, though.
Speaking of that.
Yeah, well, I think if they had to choose a name, we'd call them the Pop Squad. Wouldn't you?
Ooh.
The Pissed Off Patriot Squad.
Yes.
But
you come down here and start trouble, we're Pissed Off Patriots.
You can join the Pop Squad. If you want to join the Pop Squad, all you have to do is purchase some Pissed Off Patriot merchandise.
Do I have to be a veteran to do that?
You don't have to purchase. You don't have to be a veteran to do it.
Yes.
It does suit a lot of the veterans. You may not see it on our commercial about the show, but we have some pretty cool stuff. If you want to come see some of the things we're working on, we have a few of them. We have some shirts and some cups and mugs and everything else. So some of the along the lines we're working on, you go a chance to see it. There's some pretty cool stuff.
We're gonna have our bodyguard Jim there.
Yes, our bodyguard Jim. He'll be up there.
Yeah.
So
he'll
be enjoying the festivities, and
he'll have his sunglasses on, and he'll have the Jim voice.
Yes, I'm sure he'll also have a sunburn too. But
I
remember we went down. We did some filming, and Jim was down there to kind of keep an eye on us. We were in Portland, and he would stand around like this, and he looked like he had his sunglasses on. He had his shirt covering. I swear to God, if you didn't know better, you'd think he was in the CIA or something.
He would make a great Pissed Off Patriot because I was interviewing him, and I said, "Hey Jim, do you want to be interviewed?" No. Okay.
Well, he makes you think of like a case officer Moriarty.
He does.
Case officer Moriarty.
The nice guy you'll ever meet, but don't cross him.
Yes. I think Jim would probably be. He was an officer in the
And a gentleman at the same time.
Yes, he's always been a gentleman. But he was an officer. So I don't know. I mean, maybe I wouldn't think too much because officers really can't shoot. Sorry.
Okay, you better go to commercial. I didn't get.
I know he's listening right now, so I'm giving him a hard time.
Jim, don't be a pissed off patriot.
Be a pissed off.
Oh, be a pissed off patriot.
Okay, so we got here. It says a number of years ago, there was an attempt to start an Uneducated Citizens Patrol that would have established vehicle and walking patrol with contact to the sheriff's office. It never got off the ground. I know exactly what you're talking about. We were looking into a program as from the Uneducated Community Watch a while back when I was president of that, and the people made such a big hoodoo about something pretty simple, actually, we were going over, that we decided it wasn't worth the effort. And so,
can you be a little bit more specific? We've been saying this for years, but people, can I say it?
Well, basically, I mean,
people were labeling this organization something that it's clearly not. And it was based on some turbulent times that we had since George Floyd. It was during that time. And so the two are totally unrelated, but people figured a way to put those two together. And it's not the majority of the people, it was a minority that had a big voice. And so it literally discouraged this group from continuing to do what they felt they wanted to do.
It wasn't discouraging, it just was the point. It was to do the things that we wanted. It was a very large cost to keep it together.
And that too.
And
but it didn't help with morale.
It definitely didn't help with morale. I mean, so it was funny because a while back, those same voices were screaming for some sort of neighborhood watch patrol. Exactly what this thing would have been. The big thing that they threw fits about was we wanted to make sure that if we had a organized group going out throughout the city, that was simply there to notify law enforcement of issues.
Yeah, not be law enforcement.
Yeah, not be law enforcement. Simply notify law enforcement and assist citizens with if they had flat tires or something like that. Jumpstart vehicles if they need something along those lines. All we want to do is give them that, but we wanted to make sure that they weren't, if something happened, that they were properly trained and equipped with a taser. So if someone tries to cause problems, they weren't completely inability to defend themselves in case of emergency only.
And they were heavily vetted too. Yeah, I remember you made sure that
background check,
psych eval, all types of things.
Yeah, and the thing is that the cost on that was extremely prohibitive to get it started. And the fact is that there was some people that were so against, they were this lie after lie after lie, accusation after accusation. It was like, what's the point? And so we didn't do it. And then lo and behold, the crime went up. And
now we're going, where's Uneducated Community Watch?
They're saying, well, we're
our neighborhood.
We need worthy people that can watch us. And we're saying, well, we had a plan in place. We wanted to do it, but you guys made it too hard to do it. So yeah, this is the consequences of your actions.
Right. So we would love to see one off the ground again because we don't have a police.
Exactly.
We don't have a police station here. Malala does.
One of the goals I think will be, and of course that's going to be up to the safety committee. But one of the goals that the chamber had, that the council had, was to have them interact with the community and law enforcement. The safety committee would work to get those neighborhood watches up and get people trained and work with law enforcement, get law enforcement interacting with individual neighborhood watches.
I like that idea.
So it's basically going to run through they're not going to obviously be out there doing things, but they're going to, the safety commission will help to.
They're charged to come up with those.
Will help to work with the neighborhoods to get something up. So the whole point is to increase safety, but that's something that we'll see coming in a few months. And I really don't want to speak to about what may or may not happen because that's still unknown.
But as we see the community grow, as you've seen firsthand, there are great people coming here, but there are also people who are coming with some real issues. And so
Yeah.
what are they going to do? Spell out here. We
ev-
need a safety plan.
Exactly. And everything else is talking about as far as the safety committee, you can roll back and you can see into the last few weeks, the last few council meetings, maybe back the last couple months. You can see what the discussions that have come up about it and what it involves and everything else. So nothing I said was secretive. It's all there publicly for everybody to see. So go look at it. Take a look at it, see what it is. In fact, they're going to be looking for people to join the safety committee soon, so you can get involved in it if you'd like, if you're within the bounds of the city. So,
any more comments on that?
No. Last one I have is from Kelly Downing. Says awesome.
Yeah.
So, well, guys, I think we've covered a lot of what we want to talk about. We talked about Roe v. Wade.
Yep.
We talked about
Prayer.
50-yard prayer.
Yep. From the coach.
We talked about a whole bunch of different stuff locally.
A lot of local stuff, because we have to, guys, if we can't fix our stuff here, we can't talk about what's going on out there.
Most importantly, we talked about a slumber party.
Slumber party, that was the most memorable moment.
Yes. It was really weird when he was painting my toenails. I woke up to it.
That was a memorable moment that never happened. Wow, we are hurting for some material tonight.
We got plenty of material. I think the biggest one we wanted to make tonight was just educate yourself, right?
Educate yourself.
Education.
Yes. They used to say knowledge is power. Mm-hmm. Please, let's continue to say that. Knowledge is power.
Exactly.
Not to make up your own narrative.
Here's the thing. If you're educated, you have the ability to inform your own thoughts. But if you don't educate yourself and you listen to what people tell you, then we're surrendering your ability to create your own thoughts and have your own mind. You're allowing them to do your thinking for you.
Yes.
So the more you know, the more control you have over your own thoughts and your own direction. So last comment on here says, Trina says they are gentrifying Estacada with all the new houses, water, sewer, garbage, and eventually another bond for schools. Pretty soon, I won't be able to afford to live here. It's getting pretty bad out there as far as the cost. I mean, there's some big things coming into the city, but I think the city council is working pretty hard to help with that. So do the best we can.
By the way, the city council is not the throwaway for all of your. They're not people that control everything. I've seen some things online that they refer to the city council as doing these types of things, and they're not.
Well, the city council has no control over the fire, has no control over the school board. Those are completely separate jurisdictions, and there's no control for that.
Right. So do your homework there too.
There's things that the state, like for example, the 224 coming through here, that's actually up to 10 feet off each side of the road is actually controlled by ODOT, and the city has no control over that.
Yeah.
So those type of things, for example, are all the state, and there's nothing we can do about that. So there are limitations, and so each specific item is important to know. Also, having a better understanding about how it works in the city and the city council, I recommend reaching out to the city to get information about the order of responsibility and like an org chart, and to understand where people's positions sit and how they fit in is important. There's some stuff I saw out there the other day that really mislabeled where who's in charge of what and stuff.
Yes.
And so, I educate. Like I said, it all comes back down to educate yourself. Because if you don't, you're going to be misled. You're going to make bad decisions on it. But if you have education, you can make better decisions, better understanding, and have a better direction and goal.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think the EIC is also looking for some people.
I think that those are being picked soon. I think it's already closed for that.
I think you should join it.
I can't. I'm a counselor.
Oh, wait a minute. And plus you have white priprivilege. Okay, anyways.
Thanks you guys so much for joining us tonight. We will see you guys next week at 7 p.m. And also, don't forget, tomorrow, Brandy has campfire discussion. She's going to be talking about something, usually it has to do with kids or something great. She is
when I said that, I got in trouble.
She's been talking about and she's something, usually she can be really animated about it. She is a firecracker, and she is also my wife. So she's very pretty, and I love you very much.
He said that because he mentioned kids. That's why.
Love you guys. Thank you for joining us. We will see you guys next time. Please do me a favor. Like, share, subscribe, and visit our website to see more and check out the merchandise. And make sure you come up and check out our booth up at Estacada Farm Festival here on Sunday.
Sunday. We'll be there.
Sunday.
Good night.